This episode is brought to you by Facebook. So you were scrolling on Marketplace, and there it was, the bike you'd been searching for. You sent a message, and it turned out the seller was super chatty, kind of funny, and an avid cyclist. The next thing you know, you're in a cycling crew. Well, a community cycling group. The thing about Facebook, you might find more than what you're looking for. From a browse to a bike ride, this summer find more on Facebook.
Pros, find the right flooring for the job in Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom. Shop our expanded assortment of trusted brands and get up to 35% off style selections, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. And while you're here, save $100 on the DeWalt 20-volt max 6-amp-hour 2-pack of batteries, now just $179. Get more of what you need faster and save more where it counts from the ground up. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
We're not against rap. We're not against rappers. But we are against those.
Something big about to happen. I hear the beat tapping. We some fly rhyming felines rapping on the track. Better yet, grab a gat, cause we hot like Enzo. Doors closed, windows up, cause that's the way we like to ride. Windy City hitting. Check mic 1 2 1 2. We live, baby.
Yo, what's up, Chicago, and welcome back to Speak Your Mind Radio. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Queen Star, aka MzHipHop. And today, y'all, I want to first off say thank you for listening to me for almost 7 years. I really appreciate each and every one of you out there, and I really like the engagement that you all give me. I just thank you. If you're new here and you're just listening, make sure you follow for more hip-hop news, wherever you're listening: YouTube, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Pandora, and more. All right, y'all, let's get started. All right, y'all, so let's talk hip-hop beef, because there's a lyrical situation brewing in New York that has definitely gotten people talking. And this one involves two respected lyricists, Jadakiss and 38 Spesh. Now, before we get into it, let me say this. This isn't one of those situations where we're talking about somebody randomly waking up one morning and deciding, you know what? I'm beefing with Jadakiss. No, there's actually a history behind this, The whole thing goes back to a collaboration called Sunday School, which featured Benny the Butcher, Jadakiss, and 38 Spesh. Great song, by the way. It goes hard. Now, according to Spesh, when that record came together, he felt like, he had the better verse. And apparently that opinion has stuck with him. Now, Spesh said publicly that after that collaboration, Jadakiss didn't want to work with him again because in his mind, Spesh out-rapped him on the record. During an interview, Spesh basically challenged Jadakiss to come outside and compete with him on wax. And that's where this conversation started getting interesting. Because listen, if you know Jadakiss, challenging him lyrically is a serious proposition. And this is a man who has been battling, freestyling, and dropping bars for decades. But 38 Spesh isn't exactly somebody who came to this conversation without credentials either. He built a reputation as a lyricist, producer, and an independent hip-hop figure coming out of Rochester, New York. So Spesh basically looked at the situation and said, yo, I respect your legacy, but I'm not intimidated by it. And then things just escalated from there. And Jadakiss eventually responded on the Aroma to, a collaboration involving Fat Joe and Stove God Cooks. Kiss delivered bars that were widely interpreted as responding to Spesh, questioning whether this entire situation was really about one verse, or whether Spesh was trying to make an argument about his overall career.
This episode is brought to you by Facebook. So you were scrolling on Marketplace, and there it was, the bike you'd been searching for. You sent a message, and it turned out the seller was super chatty, kind of funny, and an avid cyclist. The next thing you know, you're in a cycling crew. Well, a community cycling group. The thing about Facebook, you might find more than what you're looking for. From a browse to a bike ride, this summer find more on Facebook.
Pros, find the right flooring for the job in Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom. Shop our expanded assortment of trusted brands and get up to 35% off style selections, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. And while you're here, save $100 on the DeWalt 20-volt max 6-amp-hour 2-pack of batteries. Now just $179. Get more of what you need faster and save more where it counts from the ground up. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
And that's when the situation stopped being just about Jadakiss versus 38 Spesh, because Fat Joe got involved, DJ Khaled was also around the conversation, and then Jim Jones entered the discussion. Jim Jones basically gave 38 Spesh credit for being nice, but questioned whether Spesh had enough experience and ammunition to come at somebody with Jadakiss's resume. And Spesh, he wasn't backing down, y'all. That's one thing about this situation that makes it even more interesting, you know. Spesh isn't saying, oh, I didn't mean it like that. Nah, he essentially saying, no, I meant exactly what I said, you know. And then we go to Summer Jam, right? 38 Spesh performed and continued throwing shots at Jadakiss, Fat Joe, and Jim Jones. That eventually led into the release of Fool's Mat. And now we're talking about a full diss record. On Fool's Mat, Spesh takes aim at all three men. You know, although Jim Jones arguably catches some of the most direct fire, I guess because he figured he's an easy target. I don't know. And this is where the beef moved from competitive hip-hop talk into much more personal territory. Because once rappers start bringing up money, careers, personal situations in people's lives, the stakes change, you know? And that's something hip hop has seen plenty of times before, you know. What started with the simple question of who had the better verse has now become a conversation involving multiple veterans. Fat Joe even warned Spesh that disrespecting him could bring consequences, referring to his crew and what he called the militia. Spesh, however, continued pushing forward. And then he made an interesting proposition. He basically said, instead of everybody trading shots through songs, let's actually settle this in a battle rap environment. 3 rounds, 3 verses. And he even suggested having legendary lyricists like Big Daddy Kane, Kool G Rap, and Rakim, you know, being the judges for the battle. Now that would be something to see, I ain't gonna lie. Because let's be honest, like hip hop fans love debates about who can actually rap. I know I do. And this situation is bringing up a bigger question, though. Does legacy automatically win a battle? Or should the bars speak for themselves? Because Jadakiss has the resume, 3 decades in the game, the locks, classic records, freestyles, battle-tested history, and that unmistakable delivery. But 38 Spesh is coming into this from like a different angle, you know? He represents that independent underground lyricist first mentality. He basically saying, I don't care how long you've been in the game. If we're standing in the booth together, I'm going to compete. Now that's a Leo attitude. I don't know if he's a Leo, but it's definitely a Leo spirit. And honestly, that's what makes this interesting to me as somebody who loves hip hop. Competition is supposed to be part of the culture no matter what. The problem is when competition turns into something personal enough that the music becomes secondary. Because there's a difference between saying I can out-rap you and saying I want to destroy your whole entire life. And right now the situation appears to still be primarily rooted in hip-hop competition, but the temperature has definitely risen. So the question becomes now, does Jadakiss really need to respond with a full diss record? Or does his legacy speak for itself? And on the other side, does 38 Spesh have something to prove? Because if you're going to call out one of the most respected battle-tested MCs in hip-hop, you better be ready to stand on those words. Personally, I think this is the kind of hip-hop competition people have been asking for. No pop stars, no gimmicks, no social media influencers, just 2 lyricists putting that pen to work. But here's what I want to hear from you all. All right, so if Jadakiss and 38 Spesh actually went into 3 rounds in a real battle, who are you putting your money on? Are you going to go with veteran and locks legend Jadakiss? Or are you rolling with the independent grind of 38 Spesh? Because this isn't just about who has the bigger resume. This is about who has the sharper pen right now. And that's completely different. That's a completely different conversation. I don't know, y'all, but answer those questions for me in the comments section and tell me what you think. This is MzHipHop, and you're listening to Speak Your Mind Radio. Keep the culture talking. Peace.
Hello.
Look what TJ Maxx dragged in.
The Devil Wears Prada 2 is now streaming on Disney Plus and Hulu.
We are digital, we are downloadable, we are streamable.
The fashion event of the year is certified fresh.
Pull yourself together, we have work to do.
Critics say it's smart and witty and the perfect sequel.
That's all.
Get runway ready for The Devil Wears Prada 2 on Disney Plus and Hulu. Rated PG-13.
This episode is brought to you by ChatGPT. Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. Have you guys heard about ChatGPT work? It's the new way to use ChatGPT for bigger multi-step projects. And when you need more than just answers, give ChatGPT work access to your apps and files, and it can create real work documents like spreadsheets, slides, and structured reports. Get started at chatgpt.com by selecting work mode, available on Plus and Pro plans.